You turn the key and the engine cranks perfectly fine, but it just will not fire up, or maybe it starts but stalls out at every stoplight while the speedometer needle bounces around like it is possessed. This highly frustrating situation often leads to code P0738, which means the transmission control module engine speed output circuit is low. You see, the transmission control module and the engine control module are like two co-workers who need to talk to each other constantly to get the job done. The transmission brain needs to know exactly how fast the engine is spinning, so it can decide when to shift gears and how much pressure to use. It gets this data from the engine speed sensor, which you might also know as the crankshaft position sensor or the CKP. This sensor usually sits near the flywheel and uses a magnetic Hall effect to count the notches as they spin past. If the signal is too low, the communication breaks down and the car starts bucking, stalling, or shifting incredibly hard because the computer is essentially flying blind. While this fault usually only causes drivability issues rather than blowing up your engine, ignoring it will definitely cost you more in fuel and stress in the long run. Before you dive into the sensors, you absolutely must verify that your battery and charging system are in top shape, because low voltage at startup can cause these electronic sensors to send total gibberish to the computer. Once you have ruled out the battery, crawl under there and look for the sensor, which is usually mounted somewhere on the engine block near the transmission bell housing. Because it is so low on the engine, the wires are constantly exposed to road debris, water, and heat. Check the harness for any signs of rubbing or melting. One little trick I have learned is that these sensors are magnetic, so they love to pick up tiny metal shavings or debris from the flywheel over time. Sometimes, simply removing the sensor and wiping that fuzzy metallic sludge off the tip is enough to bring the signal back to life. If it is clean and the wiring is good, use your multimeter to check for the correct electrical values from the manufacturer. If the sensor tests dead, swap it out, but also take a quick look at the transmission control module itself for any signs of water intrusion or corrosion on the pins, especially if it is mounted in a spot where the elements can get to it.